The West Mesa Bone Collector, New Mexico, 2003 to 2004. In 2009, beneath the arid desert landscape on the outskirts of Albuquerque, New Mexico, a horrifying discovery shattered the city's sense of safety and exposed a chilling serial crime that had gone unnoticed for years. Human bones buried in shallow graves across a desolate stretch known as the West Mesa revealed the remains of at least 11 women, all victims of a suspected serial killer or killers whose identities remain unknown. Dubbed the West Mesa Bone Collector, the perpetrator's identity remains a mystery, but the case has become one of the most notorious cold cases in the American Southwest. The story reveals disturbing layers of societal neglect, systemic failure, and the urgent need for justice for some of the most vulnerable women. The discovery. On February 2, 2009, a woman walking her dog stumbled upon human remains in the West Mesa desert area, west of Albuquerque city limits. Subsequent investigations uncovered a series of shallow graves scattered over a large expanse of land. 11 sets of skeletal remains were ultimately recovered. The victims were all women, many believed to have been involved in prostitution or struggling with addiction, similar to other serial cases involving marginalized women. The discovery sent shockwaves through the community and sparked intense media scrutiny. Victims and common threads. The 11 victims were between the ages of 15 and 32, and many were Hispanic and Native American women, a demographic frequently overlooked in criminal investigations. Many had histories of drug abuse, homelessness, or involvement in sex work. The known victims included Monica Diana Candelaria, 22, the earliest known victim who disappeared on May 15, 2004. Silania Tareen Edwards, 15, the youngest known victim. Cousins Jamie Katerina Barella, also 15, and Evelyn Jesus Maria Salazar, 27, who disappeared together on March 26, 2004. Michelle Gina Valdez, 22, the last known victim who disappeared on September 22, 2004, along with at least 6 other victims identified at the scene. A pattern of neglect. The West Mesa murders unfolded in a context of systemic failures. The victims had often reported abuse or assault but lacked protection. Families struggled to get police attention when their loved ones disappeared. Many women went missing during the late 1990s and early 2000s, but their disappearances weren't linked until the remains were discovered. The remains were often so degraded that determining precise causes of deaths was difficult, but investigators strongly suspected homicide. The delay in discovery and investigation highlighted failures at multiple levels: law enforcement, social services, and community outreach. The killer, a silent predator. Evidence suggests the killer had detailed knowledge of the desert landscape and chose West Mesa for its isolation and remoteness, which allowed for body disposal with little risk of detection. The shallow graves imply a pragmatic but cold approach, one that aimed to conceal the crimes while remaining close enough for disposal convenience. It remains unclear whether a single serial killer committed all the murders, or whether multiple offenders used the area over time. Investigation and challenges. The Albuquerque Police Department launched a high-profile investigation, and, despite years of efforts, no arrests have been made. Forensic challenges, due to the condition of the remains and the passage of time, have hampered identification and evidence collection. DNA technology and forensic anthropology have aided victim identification and victimology, but have yet to produce a suspect. Several persons of interest have emerged over the years, but none have been definitively linked to the murders. Community impact and activism. The West Mesa discovery galvanized local and national attention, sparking protests and vigils calling for justice. Families of the victims formed support groups and advocacy organizations pushing for continued investigation and improved protection for at-risk women. The case has become emblematic of the broader epidemic of missing and murdered Indigenous women and vulnerable populations across the country. Continuing the search for justice. Despite the case's cold status, new forensic methods offer hope. Advances in DNA sequencing, genealogical research, and digital databases are being applied to the evidence. Law enforcement agencies collaborate with federal and tribal authorities to expand investigative resources. The story of the West Mesa bone collector is a stark reminder of the cost of neglect and the imperative to remember and seek justice for forgotten victims. The West Mesa bone collector case remains a dark stain on Albuquerque's history, an emblem of vulnerability, invisibility, and unanswered questions. Until the perpetrator is identified and held accountable, the victims and their families live with the pain of loss and uncertainty. This case challenges society to confront uncomfortable truths and commit to protecting the most at risk from violence and erasure.